see Viper Venom. I know I hate love being that guy, but in my pubs, I like 6 of the last 10 games I've played Viper, Venom in my lane. I know it's not going to be that here, but I love the toxic combo. It feels like a tag team duo straight out of the WWF.
Yeah, it's not very common. Panel did discuss this Lifestealer pick. It's a good Lifestealer game. He comes online quickly, builds into Radiance, builds into Manta style. I think this is Manta style type of a game when you play into Venom Viper, Spirit Vessel, so you don't necessarily need to use Rage, combined to, like, you know, compared to some old build with S and Y. I think Manta style, a lot of value that you get from the item.
What about this matchup here mid? Because we've seen the Timber Pango, where it felt like Supreme wasn't really favored, and it felt like the last game Supreme wasn't supposed to get a lot out of the lane, and he really didn't. He made his own game by rotating and doing as much as he could to get said farm. But now, kotl Puck,
once you get level 2,
matchup?
You put a point in phase shift, and you're going to be dodging those Illuminate blasts, so Puck is going to be okay. Like you play against kotl, you need a hero to be able to get on top of him, so you have Centaur, whole team can get on top of him. Jabs in bottom in a little bit of trouble here. Mengen, can you get out? Verifier available.
The Shadow Realm, Duke avoiding each other, and actually the strike goes out on the Ulnet, but it's fine. So a little bit of damage done there to the Alchemist. And, you know, something I want to speak of is also that lorenof Puck, because we've spoken about it multiple times without seeing him on it already in this series, and it's something that, you know, to throw it back to something we've said and reiterated a couple times, you know, seeing him on level up with this hero was really what brought my eye and attention to him.
Yeah, he's very good at playing these elusive heroes. Storm Spirit, Queen of Pain, Puck, these are like heroes from the previous patches, but this guy has a pretty big hero pool. He plays all the meta heroes, and we can already see Supreme stacking these 2 camps. They didn't even place a sentry ward down, so a little bit surprised that they didn't block any of these camps.
All right, if we could get the stacked camps stats already right now, thank you.
Supreme.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you, guys. Oh, such love for production. Jabs with the stun.
This bottom lane is the first blood lane for sure. They are playing so aggressive. Ulnet low on HP.
He should be fine even with the Shadow Realm strike.
Yeah, he's fine. It's just that he needs to bring a healing salve. And there it is. It's on the courier. He knows the matchup.
Salves up and also getting closer to that 3-minute mark. So we'll see the control is for this upcoming Lotus Petal. Miscale, it not amazing just by itself, level 1. But 6 more seconds, Ulnet kind of camping that area by the Lotus Pool. Charging up a stun even to make sure that he can secure this. He's got that Lotus Petal, so let's go back up towards top. That one's going to be picked up by Force. And my question is, do we see another Force staff?
On Viper, sure. You want to scale, you build into Dragonlance. That's pretty much your core item. Also playing against Lifestealer, you want to be able to push yourself out of trouble. So, yeah, most definitely. That's basically your core item in this game.
Does Force only play heroes? Which core items are Force staff?
Yeah, he played Enigma in the previous game. Very good hero to pick up a Force staff. Bottom lane, Ulnet in a bit of a trouble here.
Yeah, Jabs, especially on Centaur, it's one of those heroes that you just double edge and put so much damage out that you can get first blood. And you were right. You said this lane was going to be the first blood lane, and it is. And Ulnet is the one who gives it up. This time,
so tricky.
Aurora gets it.
Yeah, he's full HP, thinking about playing aggressive, and then just die from 100 to 0.
Yeah. Both previous games, it was mouz who got the first blood, first and second blood in both games. Aurora, this time, they're the ones who pull out first blood, and they've got themselves a 1,000 net worth lead.
This is such a strong lane. Ulnet, he's cooking. But Jabs is pretty much full HP, has double ring of protection. Playing against Alchemist, you want to have that extra armor. And this lane, this duo, Dark Willow plus Centaur reminds me of Extreme Gaming. They do love to run this lane if Centaur's off to a good start, and that means you get a Blink Dagger up. Ever since Bedlam can be used on your allies, makes this combo even more powerful.
Phoenix. He's gonna die there to Narman, and as the first kill on the board there for mouz.
Yeah, I believe lorenof stole some of the creeps.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's stacking time, but I'll take out the creeps. It was talked about on the panel, this combination's pretty strong. Avalanche toss, back out of the Viper. Put that right-click damage. If you were without Icarus dive especially, you just kind of die.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to Enigma, where you have this overwhelming damage. You just need to be able to lock onto a hero and have an extra stun.
Scale again. But again, just by itself, it's not amazing. Right-click's coming through. Yes, Supreme's up here in the top lane.
Good luck.
Got the toss back. It was up in the air before the Illuminate went off, but a lot of damage on the Ollie. So 23 ends up dead, and Ollie with the urn on him, ring around the tree, and that's where the grave will be dug, because Ollie is dead. Supreme's got a double kill. Getting in some trouble with the Bramble Maze, latching on to him. He's trying to get into the tree. Shadow Realm Strike to get the kill, so Q gets that. Stun being charged up now by the Alchemist, trying to keep vision, but can't find Q, who will also take that Lotus Petal out of the pool.
Good start for mouz. Again, the top lane doing quite a lot of work, and Keeper of the Light is one of the heroes that rotates early on, gets that level 6, continues to farm up. Spirit Vessel about to be completed. Needs another 200 gold, so yeah, Spirit Vessel against Lifestealer, and we're gonna see that again. Narman.
That was the kill initially on the Ollie the first time.
Yeah, but Narman playing Tiny 2 times in a row, that's gonna feel really good. You're already warmed up. It's gonna go in again. There is an Observer Ward.
And going from the first game on Tiny to this game on Tiny, you could see already a lot of growth.
Structures are fortified.
Armin. Just...
that was a good one. That was a good one. Not yet. It still needs a couple of extra minutes to start growing.
We'll get there. But you can see already, it's another game where 23 really just doesn't feel comfortable in lane.
Ooh, that Observer Ward that we mentioned will scout out Supreme, so they know something's going on. They even placed a Sentry Ward, so they felt pretty comfortable with the TP rotation, but the Sentry Ward is out of the reach. Gonna find anything here.
You just gotta commit to leaving, though. I think the staying even in the vicinity over by those camps is dangerous. They're gonna pressure this tower, and when you've got the creeps on the tower, that allows you to come back here, and now 23's in trouble.
Middle tower is under attack.
Got the toss up into the air, the Rage TP attempt. Avalanche stops that TP, and now 23's on the run.
It's not enough. Level 1 Rage, if you don't use it immediately.
There's the Illuminate kill.
Avalanche.
Meanwhile, lorenof gets killed on a Bengen.
Radiant's middle tower
Happening at the same time, but yeah, I mean, just pushing up to the tower, they stay too close.
lorenof will need to match these rotations coming out from Keeper of the Light, because Supreme has been super active, involved in 3 out of 4 kills, got 3 last hits, and look what he has in his quick buy. This is something that happens from time to time when you're playing into these elusive heroes. You're playing into like Lifestealer, who has Rage, so that's going to be great against him, and also the elusive hero that I mentioned is Buck. So have something to silence them off immediately. We'll skip Boots of Travel for now.
lorenof, the most farmed hero in the game in the moment. And like you said, you'd like to see him match the movements. They did get a kill over mid while that was all going on. They use that Dream Coil. It'll be off cooldown in about 15 seconds, so maybe lorenof goes and gets something else there, especially once Stampede is off cooldown. I'm really checking. Let's see, yeah, jabs. He's halfway to this blink. That blink initiation, especially with Dream Coil, is going to be massive, and this kill could be pretty big for them.
It's a great time.
Ammo Maze, and the Terrorize lands on it too, but it's not going to matter. Evans is still dead. He's trying to do everything he can, and now they find this Phoenix once more. Q comes top. It's a Sunray and a death. They'll go with the Bedlam right on top of Narman. They get the kill there. Force is going to fall. lorenof needed to make that rotation, and it counts because he gets a kill there on the force.
lorenof, the haste rotation. Does have TP ready, didn't even commit with the coil, so they could still try to go and maybe get one more kill. Bedlam is off cooldown, so if they can catch Supreme in the jungle with the coil, that should be an easy kill for them. Smoke available on Q. Let's see if they decide to pop.
Radiant's middle tower is
Filled the
under
bottom.
attack.
I expect why not, you know? Vision isn't exactly amazing, I would say. Deep to the side of Aurora. They know where Force is. Right click's coming in. 23 Force to infest.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Need to get maybe a little bit deeper vision down. Instead, they'll come across Narman, and this is fine for them. They'll use that Dream Coil and get a kill onto the Tiny. Right clicks in Rage and dead in base.
Ooh, that's a spicy one. Doesn't have TP available, scan connected, so let's see how he plays this one out.
They don't have Dream Coil, but they do have Bramble Maze, so the right click's coming into lorenof. They've got this Keeper of the Light showing up. TP immediately out from this Dark Willow. lorenof again with an illusory orb, trying to jump back, get some distance. This Solar Bind is really slowing him down and gives him a chance to go with that ult from Bane. lorenof's running, but the Spirit Vessel on him, he'll pop.
There's way too much overtime damage, plus a Solar Bind amplifying all that magic damage. Viper as well.
He's leaving only to farm, and he's...
That's exactly what you need to do. Like, you need to keep them busy between 7 up to 12 minutes, where Alchemist is most vulnerable. So you want to, you know, make some kind of rotation, and you can see Jabs. He knows where Alchemist is farming. He's drawing on a minimap. You got to do something about it, because he's about to finish it off. 700 gold away. That's 2-3 camps.
Almost has it already. Very close. Obviously an inflated net worth, a 3,000 net worth lead. Bramble Maze placed down. Bengen will traverse the maze, escape just out of the reach of Aurora. They're getting close, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and it's just leaving so much space here for Alchemist.
You really love horseshoes and hand grenades.
It's such an old saying. Fast Gale, right clicks, gonna pop. They go to the Viper Strike, right clicks with the Rage, the Blood Grenade. He's ticking down. Close.
Again, they are giving him the treatment. 23, 3 deaths already. It's a big difference. Supreme bounces him back.
Yeah, that's great. Terrorize won't matter. Bengen gets the kill. Supernova even committed. Blink, post up in an avalanche. Supernova's gonna pop eventually. Supreme's already dead. lorenof gets the kill, so the stun is enough that came in from the Centaur. Again, all this time left to the Alchemist. Will it be enough?
Radiant's middle tower
He continues to farm up. Radiant's about to be delivered. 13 minutes with only 1 death to his name, which is more than fine. And as soon as you pick up a Blink Dagger, it's time to join play with the team. He's not showing anything on Keeper of the Light. He wants to be able to surprise, get one big kill out of his Orchid. From Macopia away, 800 gold. They should know something's cooking, because he's not investing. He doesn't have Windlace. He doesn't have Boots of Travel. Not picking anything up. Maybe they think, okay, I'm playing against Puck, Arquillo. I need a BKB.
Host Stomp into the Shadow Realms. Sunray, Bedlam on top of the Centaur. They get the kill in a force. Really, it is great rotation damage when you've got all that available. You said Olnit's going to get involved when he gets this Blink Dagger, and will that be the jumping off point here for Ouz in terms of being able to really fight back when you've got a jump like that coming out from Aurora?
Every single time there's Coil available, there's Stampede available. I feel that they should try to do something. They need to relieve some pressure off 23, as he is nowhere near his Radiance. And only 2.6 gold at the moment, 14 minutes in. He was also thinking about picking up Armlet as your first item, but yeah, I think it's time to skip it. Keep this Loss of Haste as a casual item.
There's that Orchid, so I would assume off that you're gonna smoke, because you decided all this time not to show the Orchid. So now you gotta make it worthwhile, right? You gotta find Puck, I would say.
That's the hero you want to kill, but look at what he has in the bottle. Countered already. Illusion Rune, ready to go. Ah, that's a bit unfortunate.
They're kind of grouped up together, too.
They saw it, so they bailed. They're like, okay, maybe we can't kill Puck until his Illusion Rune is out of the bottle. They try to kill 23 one more time.
You just got to find him, and right now he's back in his own jungle. Safe, theoretically, behind a tier 1 tower. Moves out of position. That could be a big issue. A lot of obs here set up for the side of the Dire, too. This is getting them a lot in the river. It's not going to see the smoke. Scan doesn't connect from the side of mouz. You really want to get this Puck. They jump him with the Tiny. That's the start they need. Illusory Orb. Once in the lane, that could be a problem. Doesn't actually go for it, and he's sitting in the trees, trying to be aware of the positioning. Gets around, but Supreme sees him, and now has that silence. There's the Illusion Rune, the Blink, the Boost on the Terrorize. Oh, it's all lining up for Aurora. This is a real big problem with the Dream Coil down. Supreme, Armin, as well as Bangor are going to die. The Supernova pops, Ultimate stunned up, and that's going to be a TP attempt, but a death nonetheless.
Oh, this
Aurora
is clean up back into the game. Like this, all of this on top of the Illusion Rune. Having Illusion Rune in the bottle, being able to remove the Orchid, and now after seeing that one, he immediately queues up Yule Scepter, so we'll have that, and also Yule Scepter completed on queue, so value that you're gonna get from this Orchid is not really gonna be there anymore, because there will be, you know, these Manta styles that you can dispel it off with easily, and they're not too happy about it, because you have an Alchemist lineup, you have Keeper of the Light, these heroes will fall off, and we're gonna see that again.
The host ops have been on point. Just poof. 4 heroes.
And the Sunray, the Supernova in the back lines combined with the Dream Coil is just way too much. You either need to snap the coil, get stunned, or you need to have some range heroes to be able to attack it. Also, Forrest decided to pick up, like, his itemization is not something that I've seen. He thinks differently about itemizing.
Right.
If we go back to game 1 on the Darkseer with the Blink Dagger and the Force Staff on Darkseer immediately.
With the Orchid, Spirit Vessel, this is the target you want. Orchid burns him out. As Supreme getting a kill there on a 23. So much damage. Whee. 1,600 done there by kotl.
Amplifying the damage of Soulburn with his Solar Bind. Magic resist reduction is 35%. These are some big numbers from kotl.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Upgraded that poison attack, helping them push these buildings, and they get the tier 2 tower. Just trying to maybe open up a little bit more map space.
Radiant are scanning.
I think it's fine in a game where you're like dominating, where you are keeping the tempo, you are the one controlling Roshan, you have like super farm Alchemist, so you want to go and try to end the game as fast as possible. But yeah, this time around, I think he needs another item. He needs a little bit of a protection of his own. So yeah, buying the Force Staff will turn that into Hurricane Pike.
Invisibility.
He got scanned out. So they bail on Roche. Unbeknownst to them, they got scanned out, but they put in there for a moment. Maybe assumed the worst. They were right. But this looks like a clash waiting to happen. Both teams kind of on the edge of where they're able to jump, and nobody makes a move. There are 4 heroes up top for the side of mouz, while 23 is trying to farm up as best he can. He's had a rough game and is still sitting here, at least farm core. It's a little bit different in these games. We don't really have that support that farms like Hoodwink we've seen in the last 2. So we're not not really seeing that fourth core.
You can start scaling on Dark Willow, but you need a little bit more time. 3 Yule Scepters already on Aurora. It's 19 minutes. They're so ready to dispel themselves. Finally, Radiance comes in. 19 minutes.
Looked on mouse. Pick is potentially Roche.
Look at him go. Bold. Leading the charge.
Avalanche tossed back, right clicks in. There's the Orchid, but there's the Yules. Is it going to be enough to survive? He's down, the Illuminate is there, but the Supernova goes off. They go to the Stampede, but 23 took a lot of damage. They go to the Infest into the Dark Willow. They're going to Dream Core on the backlines. They're looking over to try and get the kill on the force. They'll take out Bang to start. Solar Vines onto Ollie. They'll take out the Phoenix. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. Illuminate, that's going to land with a toss up into the air onto the Centaur. They get the kill to Jabs. That's going to be 2 heroes dead on the side of Aurora. And they found the unstable concoction to land on a Q. He goes into the shadow round. Races down the Bramble Maze. Right clicks coming in from 23. Force trying to survive as it's a TP out from 23. He leaves. Force is alive, and 3 heroes die on the side of Aurora.
Even without being able to kill the egg immediately, they still win this fight. The overtime damage starts to kick in from Noxious Plague. Viper sitting his ground. He's super tanky, and also now with a BKB online for Alchemist, I don't think they're going to be too afraid to take these fights.
Look at the bottom towards Roche. And this was the objective before that fight. Time could still be said, this is what you want. Now it feels a little bit easier after taking a fight, but everybody's still, back alive for Aurora. It wasn't exactly the longest respawn time.
I don't think they take this fight. I feel they have no Stampede, they have no egg.
Yeah.
So gonna be very difficult to approach it. And his armor is gonna be through the roof. Having Viper, you get armor reduction by 1 with each stack. You have Acid Spray on top of it. Does he have a level 15 talent? So there's going to be more armor for his allies. And going into AC next.
Under attack.
There's that Hurricane Pike. Something we did see the Viper struggle with in that fight was distance control.
Yeah.
But Hurricane Pike
Dire's bottom tower is under
will help
attack.
that out.
He can also
Radiant's middle
be
tower
the
is
siege
under attack.
engine. Usually you don't have mana, but since you have Keeper of the Light in the team, you're not too afraid to put that on the right click and kill the tower. And get the last hit on the tower.
Pointing.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Absolutely. Courier, they're over here by the secret shop, kind of giving away positioning. I'm sure they really matter all too much, giving that away. So 23 will continue to farm. You've got the Aegis on Force.
I guess that they want a siege. Right now, Alchemist doesn't feel threatened. He feels like he cannot be killed with a BKB unless they use some Infest Bomb with Terrorize to follow it up and Supernova. I don't think he's gonna die.
Are scanning.
Smoke on 2, Narman as well as Supreme.
Dire's middle tower
And
is under
again,
attack.
Force just takes a whole tower.
Dire's
No
middle
reaction.
tower has
Yeah, that
fallen.
shard's really good if you can pick it up. The problem
Oh, 23. Yeah, rage.
TP
Never
out.
mind. Fake hype.
not having enough mana to use that shard early on, but Force in a good spot.
So off that Infest now into a 5-man
Yeah,
smoke.
let's see if they can execute.
It's got to be perfect. Quick stop on the 2. Oh, God. Supreme dead immediately. Down goes Narman. Now they're going to look at the rest. Ulman's going to be forced to pop the Chemical Rage. There's Crown. That's going to pop up on Force. Stunned up. Double Edge. Buyback coming in from Narman. That's going to be the Hurricane Pike to send him away. Jabs in the Venom on him. Force is doing some good damage with the right clicks, but it is the tankiest hero on Aurora. The stun comes out. The unstable concoction. Avalanche in onto a couple. They get the kill from the Jabs. They look over at 23. He's broken. But there's one of those Yules to put Ultimate into the air. Allow them to survive as they back up.
And Jabs is saving the game for Aurora. If he doesn't land those 2-man stomps, good enough, he'll get 88 Aegis off and he'll be getting out of trouble.
23 barely surviving there.
Dire's bottom tower.
You saw that Hurricane Pike, that distance management. The hero that's got Bedlam on top of him, away from you. On top of which, be able to do some decent damage with that upgraded right click and the shard.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Are scanning.
Start to go after this tower again.
We'll take that.
Now with no supernova, no dream coil, no stampede, you're free to do so.
Your time damage on their side is through the roof. Sitting in acid spray, nether toxin, you know, some random blast hits you, Venomancer, damage coming up from him, noxious plague. It's a very toxic lineup from mouz, and I love it.
You're gonna go again? No, they're gonna go Tormentor. Okay. Just the cooldown there. Ollie will get that shard.
Ollie pretty happy about that one.
Now you have no outer towers for Aurora. There isn't much of a fallback. You lose a fight. We've seen how quickly Viper takes towers.
Let's see if they decide to siege the high ground or if they're gonna respect this Centaur that has been causing a lot of problems.
The hoof stomp's on point. Some without proper vision, but the intuition
Dire are scanning.
to get a couple of heroes. Smoked up. Blink Avalanche, tossed back towards the rest of the team. Venomous Gale. And that's not going to be enough damage, but the Illuminate hits all the way back onto this Phoenix, who's working it up. So Ollie, unable to get a Supernova, not really in a position where it would have been great. So it's almost fortunate for him that he didn't use Supernova there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it does have buyback at the ready. Last glyph available for Aurora, but look at his damage.
Yeah.
It's going to buildings. Minus 12 armor on buildings, so your buildings have 3 armor. AC, next attacks of Viper.
Yeah, they're gonna have to buy back to go for this. They go for Supreme. They've got the Dream Coil down. That's gonna be on to 2. But it's on to Supreme, who's already dead with the Increased Dive, as well as the Supernova. They've got the Sunrise. It's gonna be on to 4. It's 4 trying to get some right clicks all day with the BKB. They'll kill this egg. They'll deny by 23. So it's still dead, but he bought back. 23's low on health. Silence onto the Tiny. They get back in though. Hit the Unstable Concoction to stun up jabs for a moment with the rage used from 23. They're able to take out Narman, and 4 heroes are dead on the side of mouz. So is it worth it? They kind of worked it.
But
Aurora
buyback. Oli used the buyback immediately. He got that Supernova with the Sun Ray. But they managed to, even with double glyph usage, managed to save the barracks, and that's what matters. And now you can feel damage coming out from 23. Finally, he does have his big item. That's, you know, Radiance Armlet, and about to finish off Manta style. So we'll have another Dispel mechanic. He can outpush the waves much easier.
Big prize, look out!
Let's take another look at this, and you knew the second the jump was coming in, the buyback had to come out.
As soon as you jump that kotl, he's gonna die. There is no save whatsoever. Like, maybe you can get like some pause back potentially, but it didn't come out immediately. And 23, as soon as he has rage, I think he's gonna be fine in those engagements.
Do you think Yules might have been for kotl, or is it just
Nah.
straight BKB here?
He's going for Octarine Core. That's pretty standard, but
Yeah.
because you did buy Orchid, you got some value out of it. It also means that your BKB is delayed. I wouldn't mind in this type of a game because you're playing into kotl, you're playing into Bramble. As you get hit by like some random Bramble maze or Puck jumps on top of you with a coil, you're gonna die. So maybe an earlier BKB would have been a slightly better choice, but we'll have to see how it plays out. Basher now completed on Ulnit. Also have something to stop these EPs once they lock onto a target. I think in this current meta, Orchid / Bloodthorn is a much better choice compared to Abyssal Blade, but maybe because he's playing into Lifestealer matchup, he already has Manta style, so he's thinking, okay, I need something to try to deal extra damage, maybe stop the Rage DP out. We can get 1 or 2 kills in a fight.
Smoke
and
Aurora, here they go again. I think you get the jump. This time Venom's going to have Guardian Grief, so maybe a little bit more survivability is going to give mouz what they need to get over the top of these fights. Force, not the one you really want to have jumped first, but they've been losing Supreme early. There's the Dream Coil immediately on the two. They'll look for the Terrorize, but the Avalanche is there to stop that Terrorize from coming out immediately. With the BKB being used by Allnate, it's early into the fight to do so. Viper Strike from Force, Stampede is used, still gets away from this Alchemist. Yule's up into the air, Q's able to run away and juke this Alch as the Venom's up front looking for the puck, but eventually the Illuminate, it's still not enough. They did get the kill onto the Phoenix, but Q survives.
It's time to push. Even though they popped the BKB, you still have the Siege Engine. There was no Supernova that came out in the previous fight, no coil. Mouz, they feel like they're on the clock a little bit. You still have some really good scaling in the late game with Viper level 25.
Hurricane Pike.
Of course, not too afraid. He's super tanky, has a lot of magic resistance, has Craggy Coat. He can't toughen up.
Yeah, we'll see if he's able to survive. They don't have Guardian Greaves now for another 30 seconds. Put the Sunray onto Force, trying to run. Blink Coat Stomp again from Jabs is good, but the Curse Crown popping though. That hit as he jumped in. Oh no, he owned it. He jumped in to try and help out, but he only dies because of Save Your Friend syndrome.
I mean, he's tanky, but he's not. I'll stand in front of 5 heroes for 30 seconds tanky.
Oh,
I think he tanked 15,000 damage, maybe even more in the previous fight.
dear. Curse Crown on the jump in.
And then Fear.
And, yeah.
He stun locked him. Couple of stuns into Root. They keep trying. I think they need to keep trying. They need to keep trying these fights because things are not going to get easier for them. Puck has Shard, has Enchanted Quiver. And this guy is going to scale. Very difficult to deal with Puck in the super late stages of the game.
Oh boy, is it.
Oh, it's Parasma now.
It is a Parasma. It's obviously a halberd in that picture, but...
Under attack.
What's the question? If you know it's a halberd.
Just usually names are...
Oh, it's a cow.
You know, like...
Okay, so Parasma... I don't know. Does it say new item? Maybe the description when we add new items to the game. It's just 7.36. New item. He's Googling stuff. What is Parasma?
It just gives me... It literally just Dota. It's an upgradable item. There's no, like, real thing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's disappointing. Nope.
Radiant
Burn off on the high
scared.
ground.
That's what happens when
Blink, get up, stop. I need. They're gonna go and look to get the kill, but the Yule's up into the air. Bramble Base is down. Avalanche trying to a couple, but the Sunray on him. He's pretty tanky. 4-step back into another Bramble. Loser gets the kill on Narman. So even despite the fact that they were able to get him into the back line, still die.
23 with those who loot.
Crown.
Radiance Burn, missed chance, also providing vision.
Remaining Rift, silence the Orchid. Yule's up in the air again. Unstable Concoction, won't get the stun. Bramble Maze once more. Curse Crown is down. Another stun. I mean, this CC is just annoying at this point for Mouz.
They're on the clock. You have Alchemist in your team. Better start scaling because Keeper of the Light, he's gonna fall off. Venom, Tiny, these heroes don't scale unless we're talking about 60-minute plus where you have Tiny with some Aghanim Scepter right click. So they need to do something. I'm gonna leave this Roche.
Let's see. Commit eventually, right? Realize Mouz just isn't coming back. Settle him down and Roche is gonna be theirs.
Are scattered.
So while they go for Roche, I found that Parasma is a Macedonian village. Not Albert. That's all I got.
You say Macedonian and Northern Macedonian nowadays or Greek Macedonian?
Greek. It's West Macedonia, Greece. Or at least that's what Wikipedia says, and I use it on all my school reports, so I trust it.
Yeah, Wikipedia, 100% correct.
Yes, every time. Smoke purchased there by Phoenix. They've got the Aegis in the hands of Aurora. So they're really dealing with the proper advantage at this point. Was fights being forced by Mouz knowing that they're on a bit of a timer, but Aurora now are the ones that kind of I would say, control the game, especially with this Aegis.
Yeah, this 1k gold lead doesn't mean anything at this point. It's also inflated heavily from all the gold that Alchemist gets. He's sitting at 24k net worth at the moment, about to finish off his Abyssal Blade. And he's pretty much going to be, say, 6 slot. Sure, you can still upgrade your Blink, buy some Aghanim Scepter, but yeah, when we talk about the Aghanim Scepter upgrades, Venomancer 1 is cool, tiny. He can start scaling. Boys, you know, it's a lot of text. Look at that.
That is a whole book report to read. It really is. I do enjoy Poison Nova and Latent Toxicity. Like that's one of the coolest newer ability names.
Cool name, but in terms of what it does, it's a bit underwhelming
Radiant's
compared to
top
some
tower is
S tier shards like
Planar Pocket.
Planar Pocket. Yeah, also Batriders. Yeah, also doesn't disarm you.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than
Radiant's top
that,
tower is
does
under
it?
attack.
It doesn't.
Oh boy. Supreme, oh great blink. Right on top of him. Easy kill onto the kotl, and it just happens to line up with the Wisdom Rune.
And also Wisdom Rune, as you said. They're gonna go for the high ground, I feel like. Even though there is Tiny on the enemy team.
Radiant structures
They are
are
getting pushed
fortified.
bottom. But
Radiant's top tower is under
Viper's
attack.
not there.
No. Kotl for 50 seconds. He does have buyback available, but does not want to use it.
Dire's bottom tower
He's
is
to look
under
at
attack.
the high ground.
Radiant's
All because of
middle
this
tower is under
corrosive
attack.
weaponry. I know that's one of your favorite abilities.
Yeah, that's so OP. That's why we always talk about it whenever Alchemist is picked. Even when Alchemist is not picked, we always mention it during the draft at least once.
Radiant's middle
I like a
tower
thing.
is fallen.
Liking
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
corrosive weaponry. Potions coming in, double catapult waves, so some damage is going to be done here, but half the health on the bottom tier 3 of the Aurora side has been eaten up. Catapult's doing work as best they can there down bottom as well. And it is an Abyssal Blade for 23 eventually. And after the start that he had, he's come back into this game quite nicely.
The Aghanim Scepter, that's a huge upgrade for Lifestealer's quality of life. Carry-to-carry matchup, I think we've seen most of the time when you're playing into Troll, where it was heavily Troll favored, you are playing into Mischance, but nowadays with the build, where you're also building into Radiant, so having evasion of your own, overtime damage, and also being able to fast enemy carry hero, disarming them, and also dealing damage is pretty nice. If there's anything cool, tier 4 neutral items about to drop in the 15 seconds, they can find them.
But our Obs was pointing out was Dire have all their shards now. Here's the last one for 23. He got his shard. In wounds. Wounds definitely reminds me a bit of the movie Hellraiser, I'll tell you that. Tier 2.
Wayne Johnson movie? Sounds like Wayne Johnson.
You just sent me a message about this. I can't even begin to explain Hellraiser.
At least I don't think Benjamin Button is a stupid movie.
It makes, dude, that movie makes no sense. He ages backwards and he just gets to shrink. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Every other fantasy or sci-fi movie makes sense. Back to the game, slow siege from 23. It's day 1 and we were already talking about
Benjamin Button. We did talk about it yesterday as well. That Ops, stay up for a bit. Take some damage for a moment, but we'll see if they're willing to go to the high ground. Only 13 seconds left on this Aegis. Maybe picked up there for jabs. He's going to be sitting pretty here as the Centaur. Q. I mean, the items are starting to really funnel in for Aurora, which is very problematic for Mouz. For Jerry in the last game, but I don't know about this game.
They're also getting closer to level 25s to find damage. Bottled by lorenof. Going into Arcane Blink, Octarine Core. You're just gonna be popping all over the place. Has a static cap, so even if you get stunned, these Orchids are not gonna last as long. You have some status resistance coming up from Kaya Sanj. I don't think lorenof dies unless he makes, you know, some massive mistake. Supreme does have a Hex available, but they can still, you know, back him up with the Glimmer Cape, Terrorize, Sunray heals.
Just destroy Bengen.
That's a gem.
Oh yeah. Lose. They already had a gem. No way they get away with it. I mean, they're not picking up the gem.
They're baiting. They will
Because,
make
yeah,
courier.
they're going to get the courier. I was going to say they're not
Extra 500 on top of on top of the gem that they just picked up, so 50.
their tormentor. Everybody's got their shards, so shard just disappears, even though it's in the inventory of the tormentor. Maybe later on in the Dota lifespan, that'll be how you get shard level 2.
Shard level 2.
Yeah.
Increased numbers or
Something new ability, actually. Everybody has to have their shard, and then you can unlock shard in level 2.
shard 2? Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll write it down, B-Cup. Starting with some awesome ideas already.
Tier Ice Rock. Shard level 2. Love.
Stay healthy, stay
Jet Rune. Picked up here by Q. You know, it just feels like, yeah, we're going to play it safe. Wait for next Roche. Keep it simple.
Roche respawning potentially in 45 seconds. Big items on Aurora. As you said, Abyssal Blade about to be finished on Lifestealer. Focus on smoke action.
We'll make the move because Roche is soon.
Radiant are scanning.
It's gonna connect. You know, jabs. Difficult target jabs. Lane 0.
Hook stomp. Down an Armin, but the Yule's up into the air. Illuminate. They're going to try and go to the Stampede and get this kill on an Armin. They get themselves at least one. He's going to buy back into the fight. They look after 23. He's taking a lot of damage, but he's got the laser as well as the Venom. 5. Yule's up into the air. It is the Alchemist, but all right clicks. 23's gone. Ollie's dead. And he's got no buyback.
He invested all of tried a man fight against Viper and Alchemist. Set a cap, keeping him alive. That Hex also didn't last too long, the first usage.
He is so
fight.
fortunate this Roche is another 2 minutes. That is... wow. Talk about getting away with it. That could have been a big change of events there. Truthfully, it might still be. No Lifestealer, you know you have pushing power. You could take a set, right? Try.
You could try, but you don't know if he has buy or not. It's
Yeah, that's true.
kind of difficult to get to 40 minutes into the game. Whether he does have or doesn't have a buyback available, he's been farming a lot with Manta, pushing out multiple waves.
Can't just assume the worst. Or, well, in Mouz's case, the best.
All right, Aghanim Scepter, first one. Let's see who gets it.
They still have to get this Roche.
It's gonna be Supreme. Oh, Will-O-Wisp available to keep them in place.
Ags out, giving out. Now can they get this Roche? Can they get a little bit more juice, you know? 54 seconds, though. Juice, a little squeeze, another Ags. Thank you, please. That's what you really want. 40 seconds. Roche is up, and Lifestealer is alive and ready to go.
He did disassemble his Radiance and now has Nullifier available. He's getting tired of these 4 staffs, Glimmer Cave, so he wants to lock onto a target and immediately kill it.
They're in full. Force kind of giving away his position. Roche going to be up in 8 seconds. They've got an obs here near the steps, but that
Big Monka moment. I see Viper approaching. He's not there yet, but Scotty in his quick buy. Level 25 talent. Become universe. This is like the biggest meme. Whoever thought about this one, you know, give him a raise. This is, you know, become universal. And that was you. Because it's kind of a funny one, but also has a massive impact. Speaking of other 25s, Puck did hit level 25 some time ago. Having that Dream Coil goes to debuff immunity.
Wrapping from behind. Oh no, Norman! Oh, the Will-O-Wisp! It's down with the BKBs. They're right on top of the Tiny. He's still surviving for a little bit longer, but he'll end up dying. 90 seconds. Now they've got the stun. The Sunray on the Alchemist. He's in so much trouble. The Viper strike. The right click's not going to be enough. Ornit's dead. He doesn't have buyback either. Oh, mouz. They're falling apart. They're getting snapped by the traps. The right click's in from Force, but he's still dead. They'll go after the Venom. Benkin's gone. Godlike here. That's 4 heroes dead on the side of mouz and Roche.
Completely different fight. 23 staying away from Viper, and then being able to utilize this pressure bot nullifier. He goes onto Tiny. Tiny doesn't get a second round of spells in the previous fight. That's gonna be
now Ag's Blessing.
Ag's Blessing, and they're also gonna have Cheese, so that's gonna be potentially a bait against the mouz. Should be. Have lock onto the target, big heal that comes out. Ollie was very quick with the Glimmer Cape, and you can see that Force, Bengen, and also Supreme, they're on a different side of the map. Yulnit in the middle of 5 heroes is not going to be able to do much. They knew fight was over. As soon as Tiny died, there was great positioning from Aurora.
Truthfully, as soon as Tiny missed that avalanche and the Will-O-Wisp was way off the fight, felt like that fight was over. But it forced them into a position where they had to fight.
Scepter now completed on Puck. That's level 25 Puck. Gonna eat that Revenant's Brooch on top of it. These items are starting to pile up. He's the Alchemist in the game. 40,000 net worth.
Oh, wait. There's just a lot of jumping gold there. Another Aegis, allowing Aurora to kind of have this moment where they might be able to go high ground and finish it off.
Still sitting on 3,000 gold, so can upgrade this Yule Scepter by Wind Waker. His Blink Dagger is on 5.3 second cooldown with Octarine 4.
Not really much easy way to catch the puck anymore. The idea at the beginning of the game was Orchid. Now the idea at the end of the game is Prey.
Even with Hex having status resistance from Kaya, Sanj, and Ascetic Cap is... you can't lock him down. 23 starts to siege slowly. The rage in 10 seconds.
Feels really confident with this Aegis, but...
Alchemist has his Radiance turned off. Need to turn it on.
Uh-oh. Narman jumped in. The break, the Will-O-Wisp, it's not going to pull him in. Is not going to be enough to get that control that they maybe would have wanted to go and get this Aegis out of the hands of the Lifestealer. Lifestealer will just heal up, wait for the next wave, go back onto the high ground, and go again. That is a scary sight, seeing Puck do that much. And Viper Strike from Force. It's not really feeling like they're doing enough here. Puck's going to be in for a second. Blinks out. Abyssal Blade used. Stampede comes through. Hurricane Pike. Double Edge Hoof Stomp. That's going to be off the mark. So now the Supernova pushes them away with the Dream Coil down. They've got the Hex onto the Puck, but can they get the killing with the Abyssal Blade with the Infest? Now, they bought back on Benkin, who died immediately with the BKB running out on Olney. This is looking like Aurora, if they choose to stay, might have the advantage, but they're going to lose the Aegis. So now they got to work with the cheese. They can see if 23 can survive, if these heroes can come back in. They certainly can with jabs, but they've got the Hex, they go, and the Lotus Sword's not going to be enough. 23 ends up dead. They go after jabs. They've got that ult coming out from the Venomancer. The Yule's up into the air. Benkin's dead a second time with Puck into the back lines. They've got the damage. The double break is in. Olnage is gone. As Force is going to stand his ground and go after this Puck with the Hex again. Waiting right if the damage is there. Ollie with the Sunray gets the kill on a Force.
He's thinking about jumping in again.
Why not?
This guy's mad. Back to half HP, ready to go. A setting cap, ready, even if we get X. Oh, the Wind Waker.
They've got vision, they've got this Obs. Interesting spot for Knobs. Gives them the info they want, though. Will-O-Wisp, silence there with Waning Rift. Illuminate, lorenof. Always thinking that he wants to jump in for more. He is really, truly not afraid.
10,000 damage by Puck, 10,000 damage by Viper in the previous fight. We've seen Hex, this valuable pickup from Supreme, did allow him to kill Lifestealer from 100 to 0 after he respawned. I think he had a little bit of time to pop the cheese. Not sure if it would make a difference, but yeah. Wind Waker, get ready for kotl.
Hex, Avalanche, toss, the damage? No. It's close. Committed and another fuels up into the air. Bramble, oh no, Narman.
He never needs to go heal with Puck. Every single time you use a Blink Dagger, you get 200 of the HP. Uh-oh. No. Never mind. No. Having Sunray behind you.
Radiant's top
Off will take that top set of racks. Narman, 45 seconds till he's back up. Even with the plus 200 Illuminate damage, it doesn't look like enough. Viper strike. They go in onto this Lifestealer. They go to the Hex, the 4-step back. They buy back on Narman. Now they'll infest. Are they going to choose to jump back in? Talking about it, lorenof doesn't really feel like they're in much danger.
Oh, amplified damage. Bottom lanes, but he's gonna pick that one up.
Now come back. Why not?
With the infest, they want to block. Like, you lock onto one hero, you're gonna instantly kill it. Having nullifier, there's no defense.
Abs has blink. Ready to go. Looking for a target. Brambles is down. Illusory orb once again. Hoping to find somebody as lorenof instead starts to hit the tier 3 over bottom. Takes the tier 3 as he gets away, but they go to the post-stop in. They get the kill to Supreme. Benkin's dead already. Buyback from Supreme, but is it going to be enough? The right click's not the stun. Oh, Supernova. That'll pop. They'll take Olnage. He's got buyback. He's probably going to be forced to use it if they want any chance of turning this around.
He needs to use it. These are long 90 seconds.
Not having Venom rage though.
Have a buyback. Wind Waker in a second.
Yeah, there's that foil. Buyback in. Viper strike. Toss up in the air. Maybe they get jabs, but onto the backlines once again. They've got themselves the silences. They get the kill on the Centaur. They look over. It's a phase shift as well as a blink away from lorenof. The illusory orb back over towards mid, but Force starting to do some damage on the 23. Who will TP out. Avalanche toss right onto lorenof. Pops the A on this. TP again. The attempt to go and leave is successful from the Dark Willow.
Oh, no avalanche. No toss. Already Chakra Magic also off cooldown. So multiple buyback. These are very expensive on both Supreme and Ulnit. Did buyback in the previous fight. 33k gold lead for Aurora. Last set of barracks to be taken. Roshan. Respawn in a minute. Fights are very difficult for them. I feel like Alchemist's damage output in the last, I would say, 15, maybe even 20 minutes is just not there. He can't lock onto a target. He tried to go for the egg, but unsuccessful.
Oh boy.
Oh, that
Look
just
at the damage. Yeah, I mean, Ulnit's dead for 2 minutes now. Supreme's got to try and TP out. He gets away, but it's beyond godlike for lorenof, and Ulnit says, we need vision.
the classic carry contribution after dying.
We told you not to leave base. You left. 50,000 net worth now for lorenof.
This has to be one of the biggest bucks in terms of net worth. He can still, you know, buy Moonshard, buy this Wind Waker. He has that one. No, he's going for Refresher, it seems. It's Phoenix. Where's his career at?
Probably Secret Shop? Go, Stampede Hex going, Supernova. They've got the root, they'll go after the Viper. They'll break that Dream Coil. The toss that was actually from Narman, and now the double edge. They get the kill on the 3. And yeah, with the Havoc Hammer, 4 heroes die. GG is called, and Aurora eventually wind up taking the series 2-1 over the side of maps.
And after seeing that game 1, I thought that this could be